Hello everybody and welcome back to Cities Skylines 2, where I was just that was exciting. A little bit blurry there. I'm probably just going to turn off the motion blur, you know? I think that's probably for the best here. Let's just turn the motion blur right on off. We'll call that good. Honestly, I think that feels a lot better. So we'll turn that off, and I was just looking at our landfill here and realizing it processes 100 tons per month. That's interesting. I believe, and don't quote me on this, but I believe in Cities Skylines 1, landfills in fact only stored garbage and did not in fact process them in any meaningful way. So that's a good thing to know for sure. That's absolutely a good thing to know. For now, we're going to... Oh, that was exciting. I guess it, updates the shading when I unpause it. Okay, well, for now, that's fine. Living near industrial areas is terrible. The pollution is spreading all around the ground. Yes, that is indeed the case. That is a thing that happens. Absolutely. So there's a lot of demand for low-density residential right now. And, I mean, low-density residential isn't great use of the land, of course. So there is that. Now, for right now, we can start having, this meta block be filled out with it, so that would end up being, down over this way. Sure, that should keep it busy for now. No problem there for the moment. We obviously do need more employees, and that, of course, means more residential, right? How are we doing on our population? 173 per hour. Okay, that's a pretty decent growth rate. What is going on down over here? Waiting for a hearse. Okay, and it's raining. Cool. I want to just zoom in here and see if, things get wet. Not yet, anyway. Perhaps as the rain intensifies or something. Right now, things don't appear to be getting any sort of a sheen or anything. I think they did in Cities Skylines 1. It probably does happen at a certain point, but maybe it was just too little of rain to do it or whatever. So that's fine for the moment. We are, of course, going to be continuing to develop our road network. And I want to, for the moment, be working... Oh, okay, that's definitely getting a few hitches there. No doubt about that. But for now, I want to be heading up over here. And we're just going to bring this right on in like so. And this needs to be how many blocks in total? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is actually the end of this meta block if we're going on 5 block. Noted. So right here. So to that end, let's bring this upgrade tool in and let's upgrade this here. There we go. Okay. So that also means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that we have an upgrade tool here. So that gets upgraded, and then when we bring the 4-lane road, that is, of course, going to be here, we would bring that straight on over to line up here. So that would be right here. Perfect. And then we bring that in like so. So now we have this whole meta block here. This does, of course, mean with 5 meta block size, this is going to be a lot more commercial, but that also does mean that we don't have to do it in quite the same way that I was thinking about it previously, with splitting these between commercial and industrial. So I think that this will be still reasonably fine, but we'll think about it slightly differently. And what I mean by that is we're going to have this be buffers based on the overall... Ooh, okay, this is, I think, due to the grading here. That one has to be 1 degree off, and I hate it. I absolutely hate it. Okay, I'm going to delete this. Get out of here. Cozy Street, no one likes you. We're going to try it from this direction and see if it works from over here. It does. Beautiful. So that'll do just fine. Oh, hello. This one is actually a little bit broken. Okay, let's try that one again then. That, of course, means connecting here. There we go. That's better. Phenomenal. And then we would bring this guy right on up. That's 90 degrees right there. Perfect. Okay, so something along the lines of that. We would, of course, need a roundabout here. And then an additional one would need to be put in up here. Like that. And then we would eventually need one up here, but I guess we can put it in now. It doesn't really affect anything. It's mildly awkward, but sure. We'll put that in for the time being. Sounds good. Then this out over here, of course. So this street needs to be upgraded to a full-size avenue. And we'll do something along the lines of that. And then we will connect this right on over to here. Now that's 91 degrees. This is 90. So it would go like that, and then this would, of course, become a small roundabout. Cool. Interesting. So that definitely works. These are very large buildings. These are the apartments, I believe. Yeah. So that sounds good. We are still losing money at this moment, and that's not shocking. Keep in mind, we've only got 1,700 people living here, right? That's not a lot of people. We definitely need to get additional workers up over this way. This can continue to be residential down over towards the riverside. That said, I kind of want to redo this street that's over here. I don't know that now is the time that I want to do this, but I want to make this fit the flow of the river a lot better. But like I said, right now is not the time for that. So we'll get back to that. What is this? Not enough customers. Noted. I wouldn't mind replacing some of this commercial over here with residential, and to that end, we'll probably start doing that, like right now. We have demand for low density housing. Apparently, I can't use words, but we'll do something like that. Yeah, these are going to get destroyed, and we'll put in low density housing here. Looks good. The city is still incredibly noisy, according to Janet Martin here. Okay, that's fine. Living near industrial areas is terrible. The pollution is spreading all over the ground. Yes, I'm aware of this. I am absolutely aware of that. A building is on fire. Okay, so we'll need to navigate to the fire and rescue service, which is this one. Okay, I mean, we do have that under control, right? Ah, here's the fire down here. So we do have a fire station. It'll take a little while to get here. But yep, there's that fire. The question is, our fire station is up over here, right? And here we can see the fire engine heading out. So we can focus our camera onto the fire engine, like so, and off it goes. Phenomenal. Vroom, vroom. Interesting pathway it's taking here. Also interesting, the smoke is being emitted in bursts. Huh. Okay, that's definitely exciting. But over we head, and we'll get that under control. If we get through this traffic. Cool. The lack of priority traffic for emergency vehicles in City Skylines has always been kind of odd to me, but whatever. We've arrived here, and it is under control. So we're now returning to the firehouse, and that's absolutely great. There's now significant demand for commercial, and that is reasonably expected. We're going to need to put in some commercial zoning up over this direction and up over this way for now. That'll do. I do want to swap some of this industrial over here for commercial. Like right up over here, right? And that'll be the idea for now. We're going to need additional industrial to make up for that, and we'll just do something like this for the time being. Phenomenal. So all of that industrial is going to get removed. It's not great, but it'll get rebuilt eventually. They'll recover. It's fine. So that's all good for the time being. We're getting very close to our next milestone, no doubt about that. And there it is, in fact. So we'll open up the progression panel here, and let's take a quick look at what we could unlock in our development. So we have 4 development points available. We could grab water treatment plants. Gas power plants, recycling centers are probably a good thing. I wonder how expensive those are. We'll unlock those for now. I'm also potentially interested in... Let's see, what else would we need? A welfare office? train transportation is probably ultimately a good thing. We'll grab that for now, but it's probably not going to be... It's probably not going to be a big focus for a little bit here. Although I do wonder... Train transportation, so that'll be under transportation here. So these are railroad tracks here. Sure. Bus depots, right. I'm wondering if there's anything that, like, combines train tracks with existing roads. I kind of doubt it. And these are rail yards here. So this is going to be for, like, storing the trains. Right. Yep, we'll need to build a train station. That makes sense. We're not going to do it just yet, though. It's actually not unlocked. We need a rail yard first. So this is the rail yard here. And that would definitely be huge. Okay, noted. For now, we're not too concerned about it. However, we are seeing office demand creeping up now. So this is actually a little harder to read as it gets smaller and smaller, but okay. So office zones are now a thing. Gotcha. So we can put office zones... Allows for single-story or low-rise buildings for small business. Yeah. So we've got low and high-density office. They'll continually need new resources, but as these are immaterial goods, physical connections such as large roads are not as important for offices as they are for other zones. They do require skilled employees. Okay, so do we use them in like an industrial capacity? Like, do we put them in our commercial districts, in our industrial districts? That's the question to ask right now. And I think for now, putting them in our industrial districts is not necessarily a bad idea. There's high-density residential demand creeping in. So that would be like this low-rent housing, I would guess. Indeed. For now, we'll put this in up over here. Get some high-density housing going on there. There is some demand still for low-density housing, and we'll put that in down here, replacing these commercial areas. So something like this. I just want this to be a full residential area for the time being. Okay. So something along the lines of this. Cool. So all of these commercial areas are going to go away. We will need additional commercial areas naturally. And for now, we can put them in up over here. That'll be reasonably fine. Cool. So these commercial areas are going to go away. They're not intended to remain here. They were always a temporary sort of thing. So that seems fine. We do have creeping demand for industrial. Now, this is specifically a manufacturing. So we can definitely put in some manufacturing up over here. Excellent. So for now, our demand all seems to be relatively okay. And we can continue to work on our roadage out over here. So we would bring this road right on in like so. And then this road would be brought straight on up like so. And this road would be brought straight in like so. Cool. Now we're going to be replacing these avenues eventually. It's going to be a whole thing. But for now, they will definitely do. There we go. And yeah, we want this right here. So up it goes. It could, in fact, connect directly here. And that seems absolutely fine. Yeah, we'll definitely do that. So we can continue to develop these roads as we wait for additional demand to build up. We do see some industrial demand coming in here. Is something wrong here? Or is this just a grade? I'm not sure if I built this incorrectly or if this is the grading of the land. I'm guessing this is just the grading of the land here. Actually, no. We can see that this is slightly angled. Okay, so this was built incorrectly over here. Sounds good. So we'll get that removed, and we would build this guy right here. And up we would go. Is this correct? It can go here or here. Both are 90 degrees. Okay. Well, that's better anyway. Not going to call it great, but it's better. It should be okay with the cross-hatching. So we'll just bring this right on up, and this would go in here. Again, this feels a little bit offset here, but I think this is due to the grade of the land. Just the fact that they're sloping here. I'm pretty sure that that's what's happening. So we'll just bring this on in with the cross-hatching. It is what it is. It'll be fine. So up we come here. Looks good. And in we come over here. Looks good as well. So we do see some demand for industrial creeping up here, and I would definitely like to get some more industrial built here. Let's see, this is going to be 3 this direction, so just an avenue going out here would be fine. And that would go about there for the time being. As far as this block goes, would this be a full meta block, or would we have to expand the city for this? Let's find out. So we're going to bring this in 90 degrees. There we go. Right there. And any moment on that 90 degrees. There we go. Phenomenal. And this will do. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4. And then in theory, this one would be 5. So where is the actual endpoint here? Right there. Right at the edge. Yeah, literally right here. Okay, that seems doable. So we can definitely do this. Bring this right on out to there. And of course it can go this way as well for now. And then we would just slap in our roundabout if we can. I'm actually surprised it let me put the roundabout there. Okay, we'll take it. Seems absolutely great. So this would be 88 degrees. That's 90 right there. Perfect. So we bring this right on up. I do see the commercial demand coming up. And we'll take a look at that here in a moment. So we'll put in a roundabout here as well. We're just going small roundabouts for now. They're more space efficient, but probably less throughput on them. For the moment, I'm not noticing any significant traffic issues. So for the moment, it seems fine. I do want to get a low-density commercial zone going here, though. We definitely do need some low-density commercial, and that can just go right up over here for the time being.
You can now
cool.
Shop for designer shoes.
So something along the lines of that.
Or
some demand for low-density residential coming through as well here. And we can put that in like over here. We're kind of avoiding this area for now, but I think the pollution there is naturally going away. Slowly. Very slowly.
There's no sinking this boat, Glenda.
Cool. So for now, that seems okay. So our population is up to 2308. Looks good. And we've actually cut our deficit about in half. So that's looking fine as well. I want to check in on our education situation here. No issues. Cool. Checking in on the crematorium. No problem. On the medical clinic. No problem. On the garbage. Okay, we do have a little bit stored. Okay, some condos are available. Sure, that's fine. Checking in on our load in our power plant, 50%. Okay, so we've got some decent headroom there. No major issues at this time. Let's just bring this road straight on up, and we're going to connect it in here. There we go. Phenomenal. This isn't going to be a full meta block, but we can get a decent amount of it in here. Cool. So 90 degrees over. That looks good. And 90 here looks good. And 90 here looks good. Okay. We'll keep an eye on our demand, but for now, I'm not too concerned about it. Everything is looking reasonably fine. I do want to check in on crime here. Okay, so this is fire and rescue. Crime is definitely in here somewhere. Police. Okay. So this looks reasonably fine. Average crime probability is 4%. There are no criminals currently, no crimes per month. Looks like we don't need to expand our police in any meaningful way at this moment. So that seems absolutely great. Moore Street is very awkward right now. This is not how I want this street to ultimately be, but for the time being, it's okay. Cool. We definitely see some demand for low-density residential, but I don't actually think it's real demand. We do have a decent amount zoned down here that's undeveloped. So many open jobs, so few workers. What gives? Well, we need more people to move in, obviously. But honestly, that's gotten a lot better. There's only one lack of labor up here. So this seems overall reasonably fine. Reasonably fine indeed. Now, we do have access to the recycling center. 880,000 to build that? That's really expensive. Okay. We may not want to build that just yet. How large is it? Quite. I can't say I'm shocked about that. Okay. So that's reasonably fine for the moment. We could put in a park. Do we have any relatively small parks? Actually, yeah, we could put in a park like over here. That should make people relatively happy. That's our park maintenance depot. We may have wanted to actually put in an actual park. So an actual park can go right next to the park maintenance depot. It is substantially smaller. It's a small park. But for now, that'll be fine. So the park maintenance depot is going to send vehicles out to maintain the park. Sure. We probably don't need it with only the singular park right now, but that'll be fine for the moment. We do see demand coming up for low-density residential, which is fine. We can definitely put in additional low-density residential over here. There's some pollution, but they'll get over it. Medium-density residential. Is this an abandoned building? It is an abandoned building. So we can definitely demolish that. Presumably, it would automatically get demolished eventually. Like in City Skylines 1. That would be the assumption. So we're seeing development over here. They're not happy about building where the power plant used to be. I guess I understand that. That's understandable. We do have access to things like the forestry industry, which is certainly interesting here. So companies operating the areas will gather the resources and transport them to be either used within the city or exported outside. Active specialized areas will make the city more attractive to industries that can make use of those specific materials. Yeah, it's highlighted right now. Yep. So by building this forestry industry, it would have a production deficit. And yeah, this is outside of the city limit. Ultimately, we would want to have a forestry industry like out over here, right? That would be the ideal scenario for that. But right now, we don't have the city limits for it. We could get the city limits for it. But I don't feel like we really need any additional city limits at this moment, so we'll get there. So that place is a hub building and then defines the area around it. I gotcha. When the area is completed, a company will move in and start production. Cool. So if we wanted to do that, as a hypothetical, and I think we'll get started on it here. So if we wanted to do that, we could get these two tiles, and then I would like to link together this road here. So it would be, something like that. And then we would put in the specialized industry here. So we'd put in a forestry industry, and then that would give us this area. But it has to be within the circle. Gotcha. So we would be much better off to... Actually, I think we'd have to bulldoze this. And then we'd be much better off to put this up over here. So then it would go here. And it would harvest an area that would be just kind of like this, right? And then we bring that back in. And complete that area. So it would be like that. And then it would be expanded out over here as well. So that's interesting. 74, 100% efficiency, sure. Can we adjust the area? Yes, we can. Cool. Okay, so that seems absolutely fine. No problem whatsoever there. We'll get a little bit of forestry going over here. Cool. With that, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're probably going to start looking at... I really don't like this road situation over here. We're probably going to start making this road a lot more naturally formed to the river. That's going to be something that we'll need to do eventually. So probably a next episode sort of thing. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Shadow Wolf, Andy McGar, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12 UK, Kentogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.